Yeah, good morning, y'all. A little update on some things and some discussion as to things going on here personally and globally, I guess, as it were, or nationally. Get things rolling here. Rainy, chilly morning here in southern Michigan this morning. That's all right. We can use the rain though, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. Not storming here as it is on some of y'all. Anyway, first a situational update here. A little backstory. Many of you know I come up here back in October 16th was the date. I drove up here from Illinois. And place I come to was husband, wife, roommate in the basement, and husband's dad. Well, advance a week after I get here. The Friday after I get here, 23rd October. Husband's dad was complaining he wasn't feeling good, just real run down, real lethargic. I didn't think a whole lot about it. You know, we all have bad days. We all have days when we're not feeling good. But this went on through the day, and I finally suggested to him, I said, hey, why don't you take a ride down to the emergency room here and let one of the doctors have a look at you. I said, it might be something, it might be nothing. If they tell you it's nothing, they send you home, everything's fine. You're just having a bad day. If it's something, you're there, they can handle it, deal with it, whatever the case is. He wouldn't do it. Yeah, be all right. Even though a time or two we had just about convinced him to go. Some of the folks here reported seeing some purple and that on one of his legs. I didn't see it, but I do remember him complaining of being real tired. Well, Saturday he gets up, looks better. He's bouncing around, carrying on, seemed to be doing all right. Okay, so he was just having a bad day, you know. Okay, Saturday comes through. That night I go on to bed, laying in there, my CPAP mask on, middle of the night. All at once I hear somebody hollering. I'm like, what the heck? Front door of the house here likes to stick on occasion. I thought maybe the husband come in from his second job. He does some security work for a local nudie bar. Thought maybe he'd got off work and tried to get in and the door had stuck. So I get up and throw on a t-shirt and a pair of shorts and come out. Wasn't anybody at the door. Thinking, what the heck? Am I hearing things? Was I dreaming or what the heck? I thought, go on back to bed. I'm walking back to bed, hear somebody hollering again. Well, let me peek in on the dad here, make sure he's all right. Sure enough, he had rolled out of bed and couldn't get himself up. I knew he was too big a boy for me to pick up by myself. We were going to have to get the fire department or some paramedics out here to get him up. So I went in, grabbed the cell phone, called the wife upstairs there, and this was about 10 minutes to 1 in the morning. I said, look, I'm real sorry to wake you up this time in the morning or bother you this time in the morning, but he rolled out of bed, can't get up. So she comes down, gets 911 on the phone, and we're sitting there waiting 10, 15 minutes, and they hadn't showed up. So she goes in to say something to Dad, picks up the phone to call 911 again, walks in there, says something to Dad, and there's no response. Uh-oh, we got this problem. About that time, the paramedics come, took back there to check on him, and I did hear one of them say, I don't think he's breathing. Sure enough, a blood clot from down there in the leg broke free. Either went down into his heart or down into his lungs, and it killed him. Well, Dad was helping pay on the bills and what have you around here. So, the long and short of that was a revenue source dried up. That meant that my hunk of the rent and roommate down in the basement had to pay more toward the rent. Ironic, but, okay. So, this is where we start getting funny. Husband got a decent job, driving a big truck here local. Makes decent money, and then he's got the side gig there, doing the security work. So where's this money going? They got the 2 new vehicles they're paying on. Come to find they owe Rent-A-Center a bunch of money. We're coming into the winter months. Wife doesn't pay on the electric or the gas bill because somehow or another money's that tight. Advance forward here to, this is May, up into April, okay? Money's still bad. She hadn't been paying on the electric, the gas, any of that, because there's a law here in Michigan where if there's a senior in the house, they can't cut the power off due to liability issues. Somebody dies, then it's on the utility. Okay, so we start getting into the spring months, like into April, where the law is rescinded, and the utility decides they want their money. Well, they got no money to give them. And the stimmy money's starting to come around. Wife asked me to give them, not loan them, give them $500 to go toward bill. I'm like, wait a minute. Then I got over $1,000 in vehicle repairs coming up. My vehicle tags are due at the end of May, $151. Said I'll loan it to you. Well, at first I wasn't going to, but that's here and there. They finally cut the gas off to the house. And they were threatening to cut off the electric. So husband comes to me and says, hey, can you help me out here? Get this paid before they cut it off. And all right, I can do that. I said, but hey, I need my money back, or at least a big hunk of it, because my vehicle tags, and I said, when I go to get them, I want to get this vehicle work done. Made it real specific to both of them. I need the money. Well, we come to the first part of May. Nobody says nothing. I'm not seeing my money. So I withheld my hunk of the rent. Figured I'd apply that to what they owed me and put it toward vehicle repairs. Sound fair to me? Well, next thing I know, I get the word yesterday we're being evicted because they didn't pay the rent. So, first I give for you out of Scripture this morning. Ephesians 5:15. See then you walk circumspectly. Yeah, I get it out. Circumspectly. Not as fools, but as wise. The way Prepper now puts that his head on a swivel. Look around. Pay attention. Pay good attention. Things you do in life, folks, can have bad consequences for other folks. Or good consequences for that matter. I think of Prepping Plumber. I watch him a fair amount and hear him talking about his kids and doing different things with them. And he's doing something I greatly admire. And this I will say publicly. He is taking an active part in the lives of his children and showing them the way. I wish my dad had done that for me, but I didn't have any such luck. My grandpa was always more of the father figure in my life. So that's a lot of the story on this end. I did find something to help me out here this morning that I'll share with y'all. Some of the emotions running through me right now: fear, anger, what have you. I don't know if I'm going with the folks here or not. I was told last night that wife and roommate in the basement are uncomfortable with my presence. I don't know what the heck I did. Me and husband had a talk about it last night before he went off to his security job. We had a good long discussion about it. Felt like we cleared the air and told each other just where we stand on everything, and it was a good talk. There's no ill will between me and him. Not to be this, I can't say the same for between me and the wife and the roommate downstairs. I'm madder than a hornet at both of them right now for the uncomfortable bit. I don't know what to make of that. So at this point, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I don't know if I'm going back to Illinois. I don't know if I'm staying in Michigan. I don't know what the outcome of this is going to be. So y'all pray for me really good, because I'm sure going to need every bit of it. By the way, this for all of you that have been praying to me, throwing me some kind words and everything. I really appreciate it. I honestly and truly do. Papa Prepper reached out to me last night during the stream, wanted to do a private stream via YouTube this morning, and we did that. We had us a good talk. By the way, wife and downstairs or basement roommate, I heard them whispering to one another that they heard me and Papa talking about him this morning. But that's all right. I'm angry enough to the point now I don't give a damn. I'm sure y'all been mad enough at that point. Bring it. Come on. Don't care anymore. Anyway, timely video come up in my stream on YouTube this morning. Do a search for cheap RV living, run by a man named Bob Wells. Smart man. He's another one that took a bad situation and made good out of it. He found himself going through a divorce some years back. And in one of his videos, I can't remember which, he talked about some of the emotions he was going through with it, being scared, being angry, feeling like he was a letdown to everybody and what have you. At the time of his divorce, and he goes through all this, you may have to look at it to see for yourselves, but he was working at a grocery store and barely making ends meet as it was, and then having to rent an apartment or something, and he couldn't see how he was pulling it off. So he went out and bought a van and converted it and slept out in the van. Started saving his money. Did it that way. And that led up to a YouTube channel. And now he deals with a lot of van and RV living type things and tries to help those that are living in their vehicle, be it a van, an RV, a car, whatever. He talks about how to heat them and stoves and that, the propane and butane stoves. He does a lot of things with that. So those of you in the prepping community, go look him up. Talks about a lot of off-grid stuff, where electric isn't available. Jackeries and solar generators and things like that. He deals with a lot of that. Does a lot of good inspirational stuff. Video this morning was stepping outside of your comfort zone. He's driving down the road, him and his pup, and he's talking about getting out of our comfort zone. That was a timely message. I know I have a tendency to get in mine. I think all of us do. But sometimes some of the best growth I've had in my own personal life when I stepped out of mine and had to go on and do something else, even though I was scared to death. So that's the update here this morning, y'all, from rainy southern Michigan. By the way, we still got problems with the pipeline this morning. It's still down. They don't know how long. Nobody does. So get out, top off your fuel tanks, and watch gasbuddy.com for what I'm thinking is going to may well be a pretty significant rise in fuel prices. Between that and the driver shortages for fuel, there's going to be problems. I know Papa Prepper's wife Mandy, she works for Circle K. She's been reporting for a while now that they're having problems already getting 93 octane and diesel fuel, and it sounds like that's been a problem for a while. The driver shortage and now the pipeline, I'm sure, is just gonna add fuel, fuel to the fire. So be careful, stay alert, y'all. Watch the gas prices. As it said, walk circumspectly. Or as Prepper now says, head on a swivel. Pay attention. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Jimbo out.